Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, thank you for joining me on this journey where I share my testimonies of how God has been faithful. Now, in my first two videos, I shared about my story of being married at a young age. Now, today I will tell you some of what happened in regards to being pregnant without a partner. Yes, if you have watched my last video, I mentioned that I became pregnant and my husband left when I was 5 months pregnant. It was a devastating time, and I will share some of the struggles I had being pregnant without a partner, but most importantly, how God brought me through. Being pregnant without a partner, I would say it's like macaroni without cheese. I got married with the hopes of a happily ever after. But if you remember what I said in my previous video, I was not ready. I was not ready financially. I was not ready emotionally. I was not ready spiritually. Hence the problems I faced. But I always knew that I'm a wife and I wanted to be a wife. And I started my family early. The marriage was young. And now pregnancy number 2, no father. Pregnancy number 1 was quite easy, as I mentioned in my previous video. It was like a walk in the park. I was growing and I was glowing. This time round, pregnancy number 2, I was growing, I was not glowing, and I was not really showing. And I am happy because my tummy didn't grow very big. I was happy because I felt a lot of shame. I was embarrassed being a separated married woman. I did not want to carry the pregnancy. If I'm gonna be honest, I have times when I felt like just not bothering. What's the purpose? The person who started this then, the instigator of this pregnancy, was no longer around. So I wanted out. I wanted to just be free, to take care of the one I already had, instead of dragging an innocent life into a messy situation. But God had other plans. I want to encourage someone today who may be feeling as though you cannot carry the pregnancy. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I remember there were days when I just wanted to lay in bed and just disappear. Like, I felt no hope. I felt lifeless. I felt depressed. But God, I managed to pick myself up, and I already told you that I have a very good support system. Good there is an understatement. My family has been a tower strength to me. And I pushed through days when I felt like just not doing anything at all. I pushed through. It could only be God. And God placed the family members who I have in my life at that period of time. So I was able to pull through. Friends, you may hear a dog barking in the background. Anna, my dog. That's my neighbor's dog. It's as though he knows that I'm over here doing a video. Anyway, I pulled through by the grace of God. And I'm happy I had my 7 pound, 6 ounce baby boy, bouncy baby boy. He was the perfect little thing I've ever seen. And I was just excited in the moment when I saw him, when the nurse handed him to me. I was happy I kept him. I'm happy that I bore through. When I was pregnant with him, there were days when I went to work though, and I was really chirpy, very happy, just being my usual self at work, because I pulled through. I told you I managed to pull through. I always had a very happy countenance in public, trying to keep up a good face then. And I can remember sharing my story with one colleague. I told her how things have gone sour in my marriage, and she broke down in tears. She said to me, "Maki, how you manage? You come to work every day, laughing and talking and having a good time, and you're going through that?" But God. So I want to encourage someone today. You can make it by the grace of God. We cannot abort purpose. If God brings us to it, He will certainly bring us through it. And I will end by saying, forgiveness is key. I like to use the F word. That's my F word. Forgiveness. I am not ashamed or afraid to say I am sorry. If I have wronged someone, I will say I am sorry. And if someone has wronged me, I try to offer forgiveness. Forgiveness is key. I wrote an entry on my website, rendizzle.com. Forgiveness is the root of my healing. And I will encourage you to read that in your spare time. But I can safely say I have forgiven my partner. Even before his passing, I said it to him. I remember in 2016, when my children and I relocated, I accepted a job abroad, and it was Father's Day that year. And my children, they wanted to reach out to Daddy to say Happy Father's Day. And I was reluctant. Oh, after all what him do? No way. He would not get my new number. He will not know my location. No way. And the children were, "Mommy, we need to reach out to Dad. I want to say Happy Father's Day." That's how much they love their dad. And I yielded. I did not understand really the nature of what forgiveness would do. But to honor their wishes, I reached out to him and I greeted him well. And I mentioned in my last sentence to him, "I forgive you." At that moment, I felt relief. I felt a peace that I hadn't felt in years. And I was happy that I typed those words. Initially, we tried calling. He would not pick the call. But when we sent the message, he responded by saying, "Thank you." So friends, if we want to live for God, we have to let go. We have to forgive. We have to let go. We have to have a free and clear conscience to move forward. In spite of all the hurt, when I think about all the hurt and all the pain, and in my previous video, I said I don't think I deserved all that was served to me, and I strongly still hold fast to that statement, but when I think about everything, I have a settled peace because I forgave. And it makes me think about how much God loves me and forgave me. Because during all the chaos and the problems and the stress with this being separated, and I want to be married, I want to do what married people do, scales grew on my eyes. I wanted to have my own way. I searched for love in the wrong places and all of that. When I recommitted my life to God, It was when he forgave me that I truly understood that I did the right thing in just forgiving my ex for what he has done. I too was very, very sorry for some of the things I said and did. And I expressed that because that's just me. If I've offended or hurt anyone in any way, I always try to reach out. When I came back to Christ, when I lay it all down at God's feet, when I decided to surrender all to Jesus, that's when I truly understand that my gesture that day by saying, I forgive you, it freed him and it freed me somewhat. But I told you that I was always expecting an apology because I was usually the one apologizing. And then Mr. Whitfield, he did that apology so ably, and it changed the course of my life. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. Be encouraged. God is able to keep us. God is able to set us free. And God is able to help us to live victorious lives in Him. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much for your time, and may God continue to bless and keep you.